Jay Kim from the Oregon Surf Perch Fishing Club. It is Friday, November 3rd at 9:22 a.m. I'm here with fellow Stooge, Nick Armstrong. He just got back from crabbing at Silet's. He got 9 crabs today, so he's a happy camper. We're at Canyon Drive Park. I used to call this Charlie's place because I first was introduced to this place by Charlie Merrifield, a fellow club member. Fishing conditions are, it's about 52, 53 degrees. There's no wind, which is awesome. It's supposed to rain later, but I don't see any rain, and it hasn't rained all morning yet. And swell energy, I forget what it is. I want to say it's around 300, 200 maybe. We're gonna just keep trying here. Nick's a sand shrimp user. I'm using my usual gulp worms. So we're just gonna keep moving south and hopefully we'll get some fish today. So I'm trying here instead of 33rd and 35th because I've been getting skunked at 33rd and 35th a lot. So this is around 11th Street. So it's very close to 33rd and 35th. So Nick noticed the same thing I did, which is there's a lot of deep holes. So even though it's kind of shallow where I'm standing, you got to be careful where you step. There's also strong drift today from left to right. So having my spider helps. Thought I had a bite. Then it just kind of went away, but I ended up having a small flounder. Well, at least I didn't get skunked. That was my first cast. Well, Nick's headed back already, so something must be up. I'm guessing he doesn't like the water down there, so he might want to go north instead of south. What's up?
It's like we're like fishing in a trough.
I know, it's pretty shallow.
Yeah, and then there's another sandbar and then the bigger waves. It's kind of the same thing if you go that way, so I'm wondering if we just go like
go north?
Right on the other side of this.
Okay.
Kind of cast out into that.
Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, so what he's saying is that we're on a shallow beach. There's a shallow trough, and then the bigger waves are way out there. So he says it's that way all the way down, or as far as he could see. So trying to get out to the bigger waves is impossible under those conditions. He's like me, he's always trying to read the beach and read the waves. So he's gonna try going north because it looks like the crashing waves are closer to where we're standing in the water. And again, it's just a guessing game. It doesn't guarantee anything. It just helps, in our minds, increase our chances of finding the action. Okay, well, catch conditions do look a little bit better, not a ton, because it's still pretty shallow and the big waves are still out there, but at least it's deeper into where we're casting now. Okay, so just had my first bite, very small one, so I'm guessing it was a silver, but at least I finally got a bite. Then about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. Second bite. That bite was a decent one. Still can't tell if it was a red tail or not, but it was definitely more sustained than my first bite. Another little bite. So I'm pretty sure these are all silvers. So that's like 3 bites I've gotten in the last 10 or 15 minutes. So we decided to call it quits at Canyon Drive Park and head over to 33rd and 35th. The catch conditions at Canyon Drive Park were basically the same everywhere, which was we were on a shallow beach. There was a shallow trough, sandbars, and the waves were way out there. The good waves were way out there, so we couldn't hit them. So it was all that way up and down the beach, so that's why we're calling it quits there and going to 33rd and 35th. It's at 35th Street. It is now 10:19. Takes about 5 minutes to get here. So Canyon Drive Park is about 11th or 12th Avenue, and this is 35th. So not very far. Wave conditions here actually look a lot better than where we just were. So we're just crossing our fingers. Here looks so much better than what we just were. The waves just feel a little far out, but at least they're a lot closer and they're a lot bigger. Like the other beach, there's a strong drift here from left to right as well. The other thing I forgot to mention is that there's only like a 1.5 foot tidal swing today. Low tide is 4 feet. High tide is like 5.4, 5.5 feet. So I don't expect conditions to change very much all day. But we'll throw a few more casts and see how it goes, but man, it's slow. Going way up there to the north. I'm gonna head south back to the parking lot. It's just really rocky here, and I don't see conditions being that much better unless you go way up there, which is, I think, is where he's headed. But I don't want to walk that far. I've had 0 bites in an hour, so I'm about ready to call it quits. Unfortunately, wave action here was better than Canyon Drive, but results were actually worse because at least I got 3 small silver bites at Canyon. So anyway, I'm gonna call it quits here pretty soon, but man, it was an awesome day because fishing conditions are really awesome. It's very pleasant out here. I'm actually getting a little warm because I wore my rain jacket, and the extra layer of insulation is making me a little too warm. But man, what a gorgeous day to be standing in the water on the Oregon coast. Bite, it's only been an hour and 10 minutes. I think it was a silver, but it's one of those in-between bites where it could be a big silver or a small redtail. Bottom natural. You can see it's bitten in half. So Nick's finally back. I'm going all the way down there. So my guess is that he didn't get any action, otherwise I think he would have stayed there. But that's how far he'll walk to go look for action. He puts in a lot more effort than I would. Do you have any action down there? Zero? Nothing? I just got one tiny bite just like 5 minutes ago. Really? Yeah, but that's it. Only my hour and 10 minutes, one little bite. Okay, so we're here an hour and 32 minutes. Nick said he had maybe 1 silver. I had 1 silver bite, and that was it. So even though wave action here looked a little bit better than Canyon Drive, action was actually worse for me. About the same for Nick because he had 0 bites over at Canyon Drive. So it just goes to show you, even though you move around quite a bit, you just never know on the day. But in both cases, both beaches, it was hard to get out to the good waves because they were way far out there. So even though there's decent waves close by, the best waves are beyond casting distance, and that was the case at Canyon Drive as well. Okay, that's it for today. Don't know when I'm going out. There's a storm coming in.